Start, endings, start, endings. Hey everyone, it's Froggy, and welcome back to another episode of the Sunday Special. Today we're going to be playing a game called Kyle Was Famous by John Szymanski. I butchered that. I have no idea. Anyways, this is a free game on Steam, so you guys can go ahead and download it. I'll leave the download link down below. Another thing that I want to talk about today is that I have an editor. Say hi.
Hello.
It's Ruben. I'm also going to be linking his channel down below. You guys can check him out. He's really awesome, does a lot of memey, funny stuff. Really fun. You might see him editing my videos from time to time, so if you see random stuff popping up, little notes from the editor, it's going to be him. But anyways, so welcome aboard, and let's just go ahead and start. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. More. Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away, exit the bed, or browse social media. We will browse social media. Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Read article. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked number 1 and number 2 show on television. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist, authorities investigating. Another grand larceny and crime spree streak, evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel May to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight. Who is the bug vigilante? We don't know. Okay. So, we can open the closet, sit at our desk, scavenge, or exit the bedroom to the hallway. Let's open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark, and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important this appearance is. So we've got jeans and swimming goggles, skunk pasties, a slick suit, or a suit of armor. Let's do jeans and swimming goggles. Yeah. Kyle decided on fashion-forward casual style. He could barely see out of the goggles. So we can sit at the desk, scavenge, or exit bedroom to the hallway. Let's go to the hallway. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the room from his apartment together. So we've got check lock door, leave apartment, move to kitchen, return to bedroom. Let's move to the kitchen. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. We will open the fridge. Kyle opened the fridge intending to find something to eat. Eat crust on fridge wall, eat the fridge, prepare breakfast, eat condiments. Let's prepare breakfast. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage. We will eat that. Kyle ate his breakfast. Pretty sure that's like a dog eating. That was the sound effect. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Return to the kitchen. Kyle walked to the center of his kitchen. Let's return to the hallway. And then we will go back to the bedroom and we will sit at our desk. Write notes for the interview. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? Are you a mother? Kyle wrote down his second question. What are some diet tips? Beef, mashed or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Let's do the beef one, because it's funny. Kyle wrote down his third question. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy. Okay. Do you ever smile? Kyle wrote down his last question. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? What's your guilty pleasure? Why not? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of his notebook and got up from the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Back to room. Let's scavenge. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for resources, bugs. Back to the bedroom. Gossip. Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more. But we have dots now. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair, he was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approached Rachel. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking at him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here more. Kyle responded, answered politely, scream and spin in circles. Kyle started to stretch his arms, sighed, and tilted his head upwards and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Start the interview. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Gossip about neighbor? Start broadcast. Start the broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle, introduced Rachel. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel, with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes that he had taken earlier. Are you a mother? Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother? Kyle looked up from his notes. Well, being a single woman with a career, she answered, that's not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. Kyle asked another question. Do you ever smile? Like, seriously? Kyle spat out his question viciously. Rachel stopped smiling. If you're going to be on the show, you need to smile, okay? Said Kyle, not smiling. You're here to get views, and you'll get more views if you smile. Here, I'll show you how. Kyle turned to the camera and gave the audience a huge, teeth-clenched, bug-eyed grimace. Rachel nodded and obviously wanted to move on. Kyle asked another question. Beef, mashed, or... what was it? I forget. Mashed? Oh, blended. That was it. A burning question from the fans, said Kyle. Beef. Do you prefer it mashed or blended? Rachel answered quickly and honestly. Mashed. And no more was said on that matter. Kyle asked another question. What is your guilty pleasure? We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Ooh, well, that's an easy answer, said Rachel. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. Ugh. Although, I mean, I've had pickles in ice cream before. Not the worst thing I've ever had. It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often, Rachel smiled sweetly. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Why exactly did you decide to wear swimming goggles today? Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Kyle prepared very well. Okay. Let's see. So let's start again, and we'll do it completely different this time. So today we're going to wither away. Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Get out of bed anyways. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. We will open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. We will choose an outfit. Today we will wear skunk pasties. Kyle chose the pasties made out of mashed skunk flesh. Blech. Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. It's a good thing he's a ghost. Because that would hurt. Let's, scavenge. And we will, I want to listen to the gossip. So we've already seen this. Okay, well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. There was a stunned silence, then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment. That's quite enough. Let's go to the hallway. Let's check the locked door. Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hall, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. Forced the door with forehead. Back to hallway. Float through as a ghost. Kyle used his ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Go inside. Kyle found himself in a room. He stashed his various items sent to him by fans. Checked the sewing machine, back to the hallway, checked supernatural artifact, get laser claymore. Alright. Expecting a battle, Kyle grabbed the laser claymore. Let's go to the hallway. Let's leave the apartment. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Visit the downstairs neighbor, visit the tech store, return to the apartment. I want to know more about this bug vigilante thing. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Read and start a conversation. Consume, Gabby. Scream and spin. Let's start a conversation. Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Ask Gabby about Kyle. Ask Gabby about being a vigilante. Ask Gabby about Rachel. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Ask about Rachel. Gabby, Kyle asked, what are your thoughts about Rachel May? Oh, Rachel, Gabby said. She's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad. Gabby trailed off, not meeting Kyle's eyes. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned around and left. Kyle walked out into the middle of the street and took a pondering look around him. We will head back to the apartment because there's not much time anyways. Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Sitting across from his host's chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking at him. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded, answer politely, scream and spin in circles. We will answer politely this time. Hello, Jinx. My cat is here. He wants to say hi, but he won't meow. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. Shake hands. After other mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. We will gossip about our neighbor. Good evening, everybody, said Kyle. My neighbor is a bug vigilante. With nothing more to say on that matter, he fell silent. Rachel, also on camera, stared at her hands and wondered when she was going to be introduced. The producer started cutting to different camera angles to break the tension. Kyle continued to remain silent and stare forward blankly. After several minutes, neighbor Gabby walked out onto set. Hi, everyone, she said, smiling hollowly. My name is Gabby, and I am not a bug vigilante. False. Kyle looked at Gabby and then returned to staring forwards. Gabby began to reply, but was interrupted by a bug-shaped intercom on her belt. Bug girl, it squawked. A robbery is in progress on East 3rd. Report immediately. Gabby threw the intercom on the ground and crushed it under her foot. After a beat, she spoke again. Something has come up suddenly, and I must go. Gabby left the set. Well, said Kyle, that's all the time that we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Rachel. Kyle got up, shook Rachel's hand again, and walked past the cameras, leaving her alone. Not knowing what else to do, the producer ended the broadcast. In the coming days, fans of both Rachel and Kyle dubbed this show as a masterpiece of television. Stay Up Late with Kyle's online pages were updated to reflect his broadcast as the most popular ever. Kyle's producer later tried to have Rachel on the show again, but she was very, very, very busy. Kyle talked about Gabby. Alright, well, I think that was... This game is really interesting, honestly. It's got a ton of weird, interesting endings. I definitely urge you guys to go and check it out. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.